What's up, everyone? It's your boy, the Stutter God. And first of all, I would like to thank Rebecca Warner for commenting on my video and leaving a like. I'm assuming that was her. And shouts to her. I really appreciate it. And that really means a lot because I want to make my channel more story based because I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's something I can do. You know, it's like add a story here and there, stuff like that. So I appreciate Warner leaving a like and comment. Now, I can see why not a lot of people probably like the first one I made, because I kept talking and talking and talking, and I didn't get to the story. I just kept on going and going and going. And I get that. I understand. Nobody want to really listen to a man talk for 45 minutes about characters and not even get to the plot. You know, that's my bad. That's my bad. But you know what? This time, I am actually going to get to the plot. Like I said before, I'm making this up as I go along. There's no writing ahead of time, nothing like that, bro. I want to challenge myself. So today is what if this is like a Rwby what if. So this is like what if the White Fang had competition. So this is a strictly Rwby what if. And heads up now, I'm not following canon whatsoever, because I'm not gonna put myself through that. So I'm not following canon. And this man you see on your screen right now, he is the essentially the main character. But I want you to imagine him with like a shirt, with like a plain I want to say black, but that's too cliche. So I'm gonna go with like a plain. Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna go with like a plain black shirt and stuff like that. So he's not actually wearing the outfit you see right here. He's actually just wearing a plain black shirt, and then that's about it. But oh, and his name is going to be let's see. It can't be too cliche. Uh, Admir. His name's Admir. Okay. Okay. So, like I said, this is a strictly Rwby what if, and essentially, this idea I came up with the other day, when I was like watching a few Rwby videos. I think about also, sometimes I'll essentially reading and watching some Rwby. So then like hit me. It's like, dang, the White Fang is not doing really good. You know, it's because of the White Fang. Fondness everywhere might not even get equal rights like they wanted to. Because a White Fang is basically a group full of hate. Full of hate. And that instead of hate, you know, I'm gonna have my character explain it. But essentially, this is essentially um this sorry guys. Essentially, this is what I feel like what would happen if like someone gets like fed up with the way the White Fang's doing things, so he took matters to his own hands. You'll see what I'm talking about when I get into the story. But enough chit chat. Let's do this. Okay, so I want to blast a few years. I want to go backwards a few years and remnant. Like this is before the canon, so before what's her name, a Salim or any of the main characters or villains were introduced. This is like way back. Okay, so we cut to a fondness protest. No, yeah, we cut to a fondness protest, right? No, everybody got their signs up, signs like equal rights for fondness and stuff like that. In that group, there is a black-haired wolf girl with the tail and ears. So there's a wolf girl, right? I don't really think fondness have tails. No, they. I don't think they usually do. Okay, so cut that out. So in the crowd, there is a wolf girl with. This is a wolf fondness, right? She's a girl, and she has wolf ears and stuff like that. Okay. She has black hair, green eyes, a plain black shirt, and a pair of ripped jeans, right? Okay, so in that crowd, she's protesting and she's holding up a sign, and that sign reads "Justice for All," right? Because they're protesting because of a few days back, a fondness woman was found. Uh, a fondness woman was found chained up in the underground, chained up in the basement of a human's house, where she was raped repeatedly. And said human who did it was, excuse me, said human who did it was actually a chief police officer, and because of that, the crime he committed was he didn't actually get arrested. Basically, he never got arrested. The case kind of like dropped. So even though it was revealed, it was found out by the neighbor who kept on hearing noises, strange noises. So when a police officer left, he came in to investigate because it been happening for like a while now. I've been happening for like a few weeks, and he started to go suspicious. So as soon as the officer left, he came to investigate, and he looked around for a while, and then after like a few minutes, he decided to go look in the basement. And as soon as he did so, he found the girl with like her clothes ripped. She was very alive, extremely malnourished, barely had any life within her whatsoever. And of course, he called the police. But unfortunately, he got arrested instead of the police officer, of the police chief, basically. He got arrested instead for breaking in. So yeah, that's what they're protesting about. So anyway, this girl, she's holding up the sign. She's screaming essentially justice for all. Because even though she's a fondness, she doesn't believe that like all fondness are good. Like all fondness are. She doesn't really believe that humans are worse than fondness are. Because she doesn't buy that. She believes that that even though it was a human on fondness thing, she doesn't believe that all fondness. She's not foolish enough to believe that all fondness are good. So that's why she's saying that's for why everybody else has signs with the word fondness and fondness rights and stuff like that. They're all most of the signs they had were all fondness based. While she was the only one who had a sign that said justice for all. Okay, and besides that girl, besides her was this character right here. Was Adnir. A heads up, I might butcher his name sometimes, but yeah, this is who's behind her. But like I said, he has like a plain white shirt and jeans, and he's not wearing these type of clothes whatsoever. This is a plain black shirt and some jeans. and he actually listens to some music. He has a pair of headphones on, and he has his hands in his pocket, and he's like bobbing his head up and down, listening to his music. But despite that, he's actually keeping aware of his surroundings. So every once in a while, you'll see him looking around for a few seconds. Okay, but while all this was going on, someone called the police. So right now, the police showed up, and they're essentially keeping the crowd cornered. No, they're keeping the crowd basically under control, right? So after a while, when they showed up, after they showed up, Adnir saw a police van, saw like a huge truck came over, and when the truck, and a huge truck drive over. And when he saw this, it was a huge police truck basically. And when he saw this, he tapped his sister on the shoulder, and she looked over at him, and he was like, "Hey, yo, sis, it's getting bad. This is getting really bad. We should probably leave." And she looked at him in confusion. So Abner pointed to the to the car, to the black SUV, basically. And he says, "You see that right there? That's not that right there is filled with a riot gear squad, right? And let me tell you what they're gonna do. They're not gonna play nice. They're going to assault us. They're going to pepper spray us. They're going to beat us. They're going to do whatever they can in order in order to disperse us, and in order for us to stop what we're doing, right?" And I'm gonna call her Julie, and Julie scoffed, and she was like, "So what should we do? Should we just run away every time it gets difficult?" He shook his head, and he was like, "No, of course not. But unless you want a black eye, a few bruised lips and stuff like that, you would want to follow me, because I'm about to get the heck out of here." And Julie's stubborn, right? She's stubborn. So because of that, she snorted and looked at him like. Well, she snorted and looked at him, and while she was stubborn, she didn't want to go, but she's not stupid either. So she looked at him, and she was thinking about if she should do what she says or not, because she's smart, right? She knows what's about to happen, so she's hesitant. And Adnir was like, "Come on, sis. We either go now, or sit in a jail cell, or sit in a quiet jail. No, we either go now, or sit in a jail cell, bruised and broken." No. And Julie, after looking back towards the law enforcement, she sighed, and she nodded, and then she nodded her head. She sighed before slowly nodding her head. And she was like, "Fine. If we have..." Amir nodded, and he turned to lead his sister out the crowd. But as soon as he turned, he spotted there. As soon as he turned, he realized that there was a group of Faunists standing right behind them with their arms crossed. And he was kind of put off by this, but he didn't. He's not the one to. He's not the one to jump to conclusions. So he was like, So he's taking his headphones out. He looked at them and said, "Hey, bros, what's up? How can I help you?" Now, and the leader of the finest, and he's like way bigger than Abner is. He scoffed, and he was like, "Psst, don't call us that puny. Don't call us that human." And Abner raised the eyebrow. He's like, "What? Call you bros?" And the finest snarled, and he was like, "What do you think I said?" Abner, he wasn't actually put off by this. Excuse me. He expected it. You know, he expected it. Because he knew there's going to be, he knew not there's going to be some hate-filled fondness within the crowd. So he wasn't at all surprised by this. So he said this: "Hey man, when I time to cause any trouble, we're just trying to leave before it gets serious." And the leader said, and the leader was like, "What, you a coward?" And I'm near. He snorted and was like, "What, a coward? No, I'm not a coward. You see, I just don't want my sister to get hurt. You should understand this, right? After all, I imagine you probably have family within the crowd." And the leader of the finest didn't say anything to that. He's completely annoyed at me at this point. So he just turns to Julie. You actually gonna leave with this human and abandon your brothers and sisters? And Julie looked at him, and she opened her mouth, but then she closed it. Cause Julie immediately felt this vibe around the leader, this like bad vibe that she did not want to be around. That she basically just felt this really off vibe about him. So after a few seconds of silence, she eventually says, "Well, I mean, it's." She says, "Well, I mean, I would stay, but," and then she trails off after like she starts trailing off. Oh no, hold on, there we go. So after that, she trails off, right? And the leader, seeing this, growled, and he took a step towards her. And Abner immediately got in between the two of them, right? His bros instincts are kicking in, so now he's on guard. Right? Now he's kind of pissed off. Because number one, you don't step to a sister like that, period. And number two, he's coming. And number two, he has this gut feeling that the leader is really on some shady shit. Like, he's on some real bad vibes. So he has a gut feeling that this leader is not the type you wanna meet in a dark alley. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "Hey, yo, back off, bro. We ain't not trying to cause any trouble. We're just trying to leave, and that's about it." Suddenly, the leader's goons start to surround the two family members, right? And the leader, he was like, "Ha, not going anywhere." But I'm there. He was like, "Really?" Really? We're doing this? And Julie, not wanting to escalate the situation, step from behind her, step from behind her cousin. No. Did I say they were brothers and sisters? I'm gonna say they were cousins. If I said they were, wait, did I say they were brothers and sisters? I forgot, y'all. I'm just gonna do it. If I did, I'm just gonna go with that. I had this idea that I'll make them cousins because they only look alike. So yeah, I'm gonna just change it to cousins. So she stepped out her cousin and she immediately tried to get like in between the two of them because she hates violence. She don't want to cause. She didn't believe in she didn't believe that physical violence solve anything. So she gets in between the two and she was like, "Please just let us go. We won't cause any trouble. There's no need to attack one another." Yeah, Amnesia was quiet because he decided to let her do the talking. Because he's not really the type to take confrontation well. So she was her do all the talk. He lets her do all the talking. And as she was about to continue, the leader straight pimp slapped her. He just straight pimp slapped, like, nah, screw that. He ain't pimp slapped her. He straight punched her in the face. Just a straight punch in the face. A straight knuckle, like. He told me he punched her with anything he had, basically, bro. He just straight knocked her shit. And as soon as he hit the ground, it took a second to process what happened. It really took a few seconds to process for me to process what exactly happened. But as soon as he did, bro, man, all he saw was red. He was like, "You bastard!" So immediately, him and the leader get scrabbling, right? They fighting. Unfortunately, the leader doesn't fight fair. So his goons jumped in. So now Abner's getting his ass whooped, right? He ain't no expert fighter. I'm just telling you that now. He's not no OPOC, bro. This is not. I'm not making this type of story. He ain't OP. So yeah, he's getting his ass whooped. He's getting a few punches in, but the numbers are doing him dirty. So while he's getting his shit rocked, we cut to the riot gear guys. I forgot what they call it. We cut to the riot gear guys, and instead of warning the crowd whatsoever, they just straight started to throw gas in the crowd. You know what they usually throw in the crowd? Yeah, that's supposed to just help disperse them. They threw that. I forgot what it was called. They threw that in the crowd, right? And not only did they do that, but out of nowhere, they started shooting, right? Now, wait. Now we want to do that. No, we want to do that. Yeah, screw. I'm gonna do that. So they started phone guys' moms, whatever they call, and then some of them started shooting, right? And by then, everyone started panicking. So immediately they're trying to run. So our people are running away and stuff like that. We cut back to Abner. Getting his face stomped in, literally. Yeah, my homie is not doing well. So at this point, Julie, she recovered, right? Because she ain't no softie. So she recovered. It took her a while, but She's back on her feet, right? And seeing her Rwby get beat up, see me jumps into it, right? Cause she's not the type to just watch. Nah, she got into it. She jumped right back. She jumped in. Now she jumped in, she activated her semblance. Now, many of you may be asking, what is Rwby's semblance? Rwby's semblance is that she can make her skin essentially, no, she can make her body as hard as diamonds, right? No, harder than that. So she can make her, she can make her, she has, so now she has like diamond like skin, but imagine it like 10 times harder than actual diamonds, right? Because if y'all ever saw that, what's his name? I got that guy from X-Men. Nah, matter of fact, yeah. If y'all watch like, the Origins of Wolverine, or whatever that movie's called, and you saw that sister who had diamonds in her skin near the end. You know that Wolverine's wife, Wolverine's wife's sister, where she has like diamonds, where she has mutant ability to like skin over like form, like y'all know what I'm talking about. Like Wolverine's, and let me try again. In the movie X-Men Origins, in movie Wolverine, I forgot what the fuck it's called, but in that movie, Logan's wife has a sister, and that sister can turn her body into like a diamond humanoid. Like she basically formed her skin into like a diamond like substance, and that essentially makes her bulletproof. So that's what Rwby's doing right now. That's basically Rwby right now. She has the same ability. You're right. She has the same. She has the same fucking ability. So anyway, I'm not trying to stutter like 20 times and just stay on one part for like 5 minutes. So anyway, skip me after that. So Rwby activates her semblance, right? And we're gonna call the semblance Diamond Hard. No, wait. Pause. Hardest of diamonds. That's what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call her hardest of diamonds. So she starts activating her semblance, right? And she starts, throwing hands. And I want to say something around that. Abner and Julie, they're not hunters and huntresses in training, right? They're not interested in that type of profession. So they ain't go to school to learn any type of combat whatsoever. So they're essentially just street fighting, right? There ain't no real technique behind it. They're just throwing fists around, right? So with that being said, Julie, she's swinging, she's fighting, right? She's throwing hands. The finest goons are like fighting back, but they ain't doing shit to her, because her skin is basically bulletproof at this point. So after like a few moments, Julie knocked out all the goons. She knocked them all out because and her diamond like forms has like super strength and stuff like that. So she knocked them. So she took care of them easily. So all that was left was his leader. And she looked at him and she was like, "Get off my brother!" No, wait, hold up. Get off my brother! Bro, I cannot do voices. But anyway, she was like, "Get off my brother!" And a leader who had Abner by the neck, he was lifting him up in the air, right? Oh, see, yeah, Abner in one hand, right? And he looked over at Julie. So he's holding up Abner while he looks at her, right? And he smirks, right? And he was like, "Oh, you want this pathetic human? well, come get him. No, matter of fact, he was like, oh, you want this pathetic human? Here. And he throws Abner at Julie. So immediately, Julie with her arms up and tries to catch him. However, in that moment, her semblance, the flaw in her semblance kicked in. You see? While Julie's semblance, while she can make her skin and stuff, while she make her skin bone diamond-like, it causes what it costs. So you can only keep that form for a solid minute. Because, it makes increases her strength, speed, and stuff like that. So she can only keep that form for a solid minute. And while she was fighting the goons, that minute passed. So she can only keep that form like a solid minute, right? And with that being said, as soon as she jumped out the cat, as soon as she was focused on catching her brother, her body slowly started to her body slowly started to turn back to normal. Oh fuck. Okay. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, she cannot keep her diamond-like form for only like under a minute, right? And because of that, and because she was busy fighting the goons, that minute passed. So as soon as she jumped up, as soon as she jumped up to catch her brother, her skin started to instantly turn back to normal, starting from her stomach, and like quickly making her way up. And the leader seeing this, he made his move. So before she can even process what happened, Julie, before she can even process what happened, the leader straight stabbed Julie in the stomach, causing her to gasp. And Abner at this point fell right behind her, because essentially he flew over her head. So while she was so focused on catching them, and yeah, he flew right over her head because that's just how it is. So I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes when I'm doing stuff like this, I sometimes like it's like a one thing, because I'm making this all up as I go along. So I apologize ahead of time if I stutter, if I keep repeating myself. But anyways, so Abner flew over her head, right? He's back on the ground, and he's bloody at this point. He got a few broken bones and all that, right? He got a concussion. His face is bloody. He's not looking good, right? So anyway, the leader stabbed Julie in the stomach. She gasps, and he didn't only do it once. Nah, he did it like 5 times. So he did like stab, right? And the dude was like, ugh, because it looked good for her. He stabbed her, and then while the shock was setting in, the leader smirked and straight headbutted Julie, right? So now Julie's on the ground, almost knocked out, but she's almost knocked out, but she's still conscious, but just barely, And the leader smirked, and he was like, "You're weak. Weak finance like you. Weak finance like you only serve to get in the way of our cause." And as the leader was saying that, now a second later, a bullet went through his skull. Yeah, because y'all remember what's happened earlier with the police? Yeah, the leader straight got a bullet with straight head side, bro. They shot the leader. Y'all remember what I was talking about with the police and stuff? Yeah, they finally made their way over there. So instantly, the leader dropped to the ground. He dead. Wait, he's straight dead, bro. Yeah, y'all thought he's gonna be of importance later? On some type of vengeance like shit? Nah, bro. Nah. This ain't about vengeance whatsoever, bro. This ain't that type of story. So the leader's dead. He falls to the ground. Blood coming out his skull, right? And the police officers came. The riot guys, they walked over there, and they see this bloodied human who's almost buried alive. Well, yeah, because him and Julia are both, Adner and Julia are both in bad state. Because they see this bloodied human buried alive, very breathing, and then they see this. They look over and they see this Faunus who's bleeding out with several stab wounds on her stomach. And they see this, and they just decide like, fuck it, bro. Let's just save the human. Cause they don't like, they hate Faunus. So this is like straight Faunus inequality. So it's like the leader essentially was like, go and grab the boy. Forget about the girl. She's dead. She's already dead at this point anyway. So, yes, With that being said, they took Abner and they rushed him to like, and they took Abner and they took him to nearby medics. No, and they just left Julie. They just left her to die basically. They left Julie to just bleed out. Now with that being said, I'm gonna end it here. And if y'all if y'all like sorry, if y'all like this, please let me know in the comments, or just like this video. And I feel like I'm probably gonna do like more of these because like I feel like I have like a lot of ideas. So please show your support, guys, and that would be highly appreciated. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.